morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, D-Live. Good morning, Rumble. Hello, hello. France. All right, let's see here. Down to some old windows here. Now, all right, where is my... All right, let's jump in. Have a look at the mornings. All right. Let's see. I don't know if I have anything tagged since I saw you guys last night, but let's see. Oh, yes! Will Stancil music video.
It do be like that, Mr. Stancil. Fighting fascists from my laptop in the candle. He online beefing while I'm chilling on the stoop. Whole world wildin', we just vibing with the truth. Yeah. I woke up scrolling x.com. Nazis posting memes, I drop napalm. Report, that's right. Suspension hit, now I sleep tight. Photoshop me with Hitler, real cute. But I re-show fascists in a three-piece suit. I fight the fight from my downtown condo with Jamal on my side yelling.
This has been such an interesting saga, watching Will Stancil get made fun of.
Let's go.
To great effect here.
Chill, Mr. Stancil.
The Will Stancil show is quite a development.
Touch grass sometime. You stressed out posting, I'm fine online. You do the tweet wars, I keep the peace. Got that mid-city flavor, talk is cheap. You love black people, yeah, I heard the speech. But last
This actually isn't bad.
week you called the cops at the beach. Still I got your back, you my weird little bro. Just stop trying to freestyle at the protest show. Yeah, you do be like that.
It do be like that.
Mr. Stancil, saving Twitter from the Nazi scandal. We in the streets and the subreddit trenches. Keyboard soldiers on woke adventures. It do be like that, Mr. Stancil, saving Twitter from the Nazi scandal. We in the streets and the subreddit trenches. Keyboard soldiers on woke adventures. I got a black studies degree, I'm certified. When oppression shows up, I get verified. I give out housing vouchers like confetti. Revolution powered by espresso and spaghetti. They call me Wiggle Wheel when I hit the block. With my cargo shorts and progressive talk. Don't need a cape, I got policy papers. Dropping 10-point plans on fascist haters. Look, Will, you mean well, but you extra, bro. Trying to say the hood in your Target clothes. You a hero online, but in person, please. You spill kombucha on your black studies tees. Still, I respect it, you fight with heart. Even if your tweets sound like modern art. Just remember, dawg, when the timeline spins, you ain't gotta save us, just log out and grin. Like it do be like that. We in the streets and the subreddit trenches. Keyboard soldiers on woke adventures. It do be like that, Mr. Stancil, saving Twitter from the Nazi scandal. We in the streets and the subreddit trenches. Keyboard soldiers on woke adventure. I know, Mr. Stancil. It do be like that. We all trying to save the world. One post at a time. One post at a time. Woo!
All right, sorry. I was recording a quick clip for YouTube support to like look at. All right. Yeah, I still can't chat. I still can't chat in my own live chat or any other live chat for that matter anywhere on YouTube. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't like it. Something's up. You're doing something not normal. I'm of half a mind to contact the was it involved in getting us all back on, Jim Jordan, whatever committee that was. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to go down to their office at the next available opportunity. I'm going to show them what you're doing to us already after just a couple weeks back. And behaving myself quite well, I might add. Ridiculous. So absurd. Can live stream. In oh. Yeah, I can live stream. I can post comments in I mean not in live chat, but in the comments section. But I can't live chat anywhere. It's like they have banned me from live chat. It's bizarre. And I've never misbehaved in live chat anywhere. Like I don't live chat anywhere at all. So clearly being targeted somehow. So sick of it. I'm near a decade of this shit. Year in and year out. No matter what platform. Speaking of, let's see how DLive's doing. Is DLive paying me yet? The money that was expected like weeks ago? How do I find this? It says processed. Did it process? Weird. It says like processed, but received amount not available. That's bizarre. I've never seen that before. Let's check the bank account. Nope. Not there. Well, it's processed, but not received yet. Process it. That's at least an update, a change. It used to say pending. Now it's moved from pending to processing, after which it will finally move to received, apparently. Only, 3 weeks late. Dicks. Just so tired of it. Speaking of, I think we're just... I think I'm just done with them. I'm done with the way they work, the way they treat us. I'll go to the one place so far that has not done this kind of shit to us, which is Rumble. Only place. At least the only like large platform. I mean, Vaughn has been quite good too. Hand it to them. How about CloudHub? It has changed with new owners. I don't know. I mean, I'll check it out, but they kind of, I think that ship's probably sailed. They flopped. They did not run things very well, and I think people are just like the name is already associated with that. So, yeah, I will definitely tell Jordan about DLive too. Not that I expect Jim Jordan to care, or his secretary, or whoever it is I'm gonna end up talking to. I'm so freaking tired of this crap, dude. Better part of a decade just being positioned to do awesome things, doing awesome things, and then having the rug pulled out from under us just over and over and over and over and over and over by everyone. Demoralizing. Which, of course, is the intent. I'm so freaking tired of it. Ready for it to be done with. All right, who do we have in YouTube here? We got 32 viewers. Feel free to pile on in there and hit the like button. They're probably censoring us there too. On top of, you know, preventing me from chatting in my own chat or anywhere else. So absurd. Joke at this point. Yep. Completely frozen. Won't let me post on any device. Doesn't matter. They've clearly got like shadow banned my account from being able to post in live chats. Ridiculous. All right. Well, I'll post the link. Give me a second so people can go hit the thumbs up and whatnot. Get us the views there. There we go. Rumble go. On Rumble too. There's Rumble. Oh, I'm on the wrong Rumble video. There we go. So anyway, point of this long extended leaving rambling rant is that I would expect a permanent move away from DLive and onto Rumble as the primary platform for this channel. Like they have a subscription system, what do you call it, a super chat kind of thing. I think they call them Rumble Rants. I think it basically works the same way as super chat does, which is nice. It's very simple. You hold on, I'll pull it up here. Oh, there we are. So they have, yeah, you just hit the little dollar sign down here. I gotta duck my camera off there we go. And you don't have to mess with any of that stupid crap like on DLive with these. Oh, and by the way, like what the heck did they even do on DLive? DLive has been completely like screwed up with these. Used to just be lemons, straight up lemons. You buy lemons, you send people lemons, and then the lemons can be exchanged for cash. But now they have this whole other thing added on top of this. So it's diamonds and coins. So like you have to buy, you can buy either diamonds or coins and send them, but only coins can be exchanged for cash. It's like they've made things like infinitely more confusing now. And our donations for, like, look at this. I'm getting nothing. Look at this, 0.31. No one's sending diamonds because no one knows how this freaking crap works. I think some people are sending coins, but that's dropped off too because everything's completely different. It's utter garbage, like, stupid decision. Not the first one they've made either. Just completely ridiculous. Rumble is much more simple. You just put in a dollar amount and then plug in your card number and send it, and you get like a super chat. You get it attached to a message, so you get a perk. You know, the host will see it. I think it's highlighted for a time, and you know, it kind of promotes some interaction. They certainly will if we make Rumble our primary platform. I'm just fed up with freaking DLive at this point. The way they operate is just disgusting. There we go. They got gifting subs just like DLive does. Works pretty much the same way. They even have stickers, although I know they're not the same. They're not everyone's, favorite way DLive works. It's the one thing DLive has, but you know what? Through that. You'll deal with it. Really? That's interesting. PerplexQ says they have done the same thing with Red Pill News on YouTube, gave account back, but he can't chat. Did it start out like that? Because at first I could chat. Like when they gave it back, I was totally able to chat. Up until up until yesterday morning, when it started out of nowhere. Without any reason, any rhyme. Like there's nothing I can think of that I could have done or said, could have ticked anyone off. Really ridiculous. I don't know. Oh, what did they say? He could chat until yesterday. Look at that. So interesting. I'm not the only one. Definitely going to be talking to the committee. Let me see if I can find out what that is. The Judiciary Committee he's on. Is it another one? Oversight? Yeah, GOP Oversight. Yep, I will absolutely be making the... Hear me, YouTube? I'm sure your AIs are listening. I don't know that they are at the point where they'll notify anybody yet, but I will be making the very short trip, 20 minutes, right down to DC. Just across the line. Not far. Nothing. And I'm going to go there and I will exercise my contacts, which are nothing to sneeze at this point. I'm not going to say who or how many, but I will absolutely be exercising those. And we'll certainly be going to every member of that oversight committee that was involved in looking at YouTube. Because this is bullshit. Back not even a month pulling this crap. Nothing. Painful. All right. Anyway. Sorry. Trying to pull my YouTube chat back up. I can at least see what you people are saying. Yep, still unable to chat. So ridiculous. Where did my Rumble go? Perplexed Q, do you know if Zach or Red Pill News or whoever attempted to contact YouTube or notify them in any way? Give me a second, I'll bring up the PSB post here. Maybe tag him in this if he hasn't posted yet, because I actually got a response from Team YouTube here asking me to share a screenshot of the error. It sounds kind of automated, but at least something. Drop the post there. There's Rumble. TNTN 1027 says, why can't I subscribe to PSP on YouTube? What do you mean? What's happening? Anyone else having issues? I dropped the link to the YouTube right there. There it is. Should be able to click subscribe. Let me test it on my own other account here. Yep, no issue. I was able to subscribe. Good. Okay. See if this account's able to chat. Huh. Yep. No problem there. Silly. All right. Well, anyway, enough of that. Enough of this bullshit. So disappointing, YouTube. Honestly. I wouldn't be opposed, by the way, if you find people out there were to contact YouTube yourself and complain about this as, you know, fans of the channel. Tell them how disgusting this is. Sick. Well, that's good. King Kyle LB says, I'm fine. Get notices that... Okay, so you get notifications that we're on. That's good. At least they're not messing with that now. For now. And yeah, I know. I'd seen that. They used to censor that. Powder says, when I type your name, it comes up. It's highlighted. Yeah, it used to be when you typed Patriot Soapbox or PSP or whatever into the search, like it wouldn't show up in the the drop down box or whatever. You'd have to like dig through the search results and or you know, like have a direct link. But that's apparently changed. They put us right at the top of the search results, which is, at least there's that. But like, what the heck? What the F? I want to chat. I want to be able to chat. I want to post links if I need to. Gosh darn it. What a silly thing to hamstring. Of all the things that they could do, that's what they do. Ridiculous. All right, let's see. Where is the beginning of the morning here? There.
And a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine.
Oh yeah, an anonymous billionaire is paying the checks for troops during the shutdown, to the tune of 130 million so far. Already sent the check. All right. Schedule for today for the president. Just departing the White House tonight en route to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. List of donors who contributed to build the ballroom has been released, so I guess it wasn't just Trump that funded this. It was, interesting. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, ew. Lots of ew here. A few okay. I mean, a few reasonable people that I am not, don't give me the ick, I'd say. But a lot of gross stuff here. I mean, ew. Comcast, Amazon, Apple, okay. Microsoft, ugh. Palantir, Ripple, Kelly Loeffler, Jeff Sprecher, Schwartzman, Lutnick family. Adelsons. Heather America, the got to be the nonprofit behind stablecoin. Heather. Union Pacific Railroad. That's interesting. All right. AG Bondi announces investigations into Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot, and others for targeting ICE agents. Good. They're idiots.
JB Backribs Pritzker, they're doxing, they're telling people the whereabouts.
Did he just call him JB Back Ribs?
JB Backribs
That's not bad.
Pritzker, they're doxing, they're telling people the whereabouts of ICE agents. Is that legal?
No. And Jesse, first time I've seen the Lori Lightfoot video is just now on your show. She will be getting a letter from us tomorrow to preserve anything that she's done as well to make sure that she's not violating the law. It appears she is. You cannot disclose the identity of a federal agent, where they live, anything that could harm them. Pritzker, same ballgame with him. And, you know, Pelosi got a letter today from Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. So did Brooke Jenkins, that DA in San Francisco. We told them, preserve your emails, preserve everything you have on this topic, because if you are telling people to arrest our ICE officers, our federal agents, you cannot do that. You're impeding an investigation, and we will charge them if they think they have not met me, because we will charge them if they are violating the law. We will protect our federal agents. They're out there working nonstop, as you're showing right now. During a shutdown, these people are out there working to keep Californians safe, yet you've got Pelosi out there saying to obstruct their investigation. You can't do it, and we're going to investigate her now, as well as that DA. And Pritzker's on the list too, Jesse.
Trump reveals some info about the anonymous billionaire. Let's see.
And a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine, a man that's great. I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it. Susie can tell you about this, but he called us the other day and he said, I'd like to contribute any shortfall you have because of the Democrat shutdown. I'd like to personally contribute any shortfall you have with the military, because I love the military and I love the country, and any shortfall, if there's a shortfall, I'll contribute it. And today he sent us a check for $130 million.
Can you share who that is?
I would love to tell you, he doesn't really want the recognition, if you want to know the truth, but he gave us a check for $130 million.
And that's going to go to,
which was sort of a shortfall, yeah. And it's going to go to the military, yeah.
And what's your message?
And a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine, a man that's great. I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it.
President Trump embarks on a high-stakes Asia tour tonight on the way to Kuala Lumpur.
President Trump will head to Asia tonight for a high-stakes multi-country trip that includes a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea, with a trade deal being a top priority.
On November 1st, the tariff on China goes to 157%. We don't want that because it's not sustainable for them. We have some big issues, like with the farmers and various other things, but the first question I'm going to be asking him about is fentanyl.
President Trump is also expected to visit Malaysia and Japan. President Trump will head to Asia tonight for a high-stakes multi-country trip that includes a meeting with Chinese President
AG Bondi has ordered Pelosi to preserve her emails. Yep.
You cannot disclose the identity of a federal agent, where they live, anything that could harm them. Pritzker, same ballgame with him. And, you know, Pelosi got a letter today from Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. So did Brooke Jenkins, that DA in San Francisco. We told them, preserve your emails, preserve everything you have on this topic, because if you are telling people to arrest our ICE officers, our federal agents, you cannot do that. You're impeding an investigation, and we will charge them if they think they have not met me, because we will charge them if they are violating the law. We will protect our federal agents. They're out there working nonstop, as you're showing right now during a shutdown. These people are out there working to keep Californians safe, yet you've got Pelosi out there saying to obstruct their investigation. You can't do it, and we're going to investigate her now, as well as that DA. You cannot disclose the identity of a federal agent.
Trump reveals Ford and GM are up big thanks to his tariffs. Up big? Who are we talking? That is nothing to sneeze at, man. Wow. Up over 10% in the last 5 days. Just over 7% since opening bell this morning. Wow. For Ford, anyway. I don't know about GM. Whoa. Rather large jump of approximately 16% about 3 days ago. New Japan Prime Minister vows to take U.S. ties to new heights with Trump. He's said to be conservative. Rather like, or quite a bit like, actually, I think, in about every way. What's his name? Shinzo Abe. So that'll be nice. Be good to see Japan return to greatness and turn away from their slow but steady destruction. I mean, are definitely not doing it to the extent other places are, but they are letting migrants in. Birth rates are collapsing far worse than anywhere else, and have been for a long time. Got stuff to deal with. So hopefully the lady will do it. And protect Japan in the process. China has reportedly developed a flying backpack capable of carrying a person at speeds of up to 100 kilometers an hour and reaching altitudes of 1,500 meters. These things are not going to, like, I mean, they'll maybe get military applications, but outside of civilian, like, thrill, you know, the thrill crowd that have a lot of money to throw around, and you know, number of people are pretty slim. It's not, there's no market for this for the public. Too difficult, like, you have to really learn how to fly something like this. It's not like a plug and play learning how to drive or ride a bike kind of thing. It looks significantly more difficult and dangerous. There's a guy here in the U.S. that makes basically the same product, which they seem to have ripped off. Exact same design, 2 miniature micro jet engines on each arm. And then I think some on the backpack too. One on the backpack. I believe so. Pretty cool. As an experiment, I guess, an exercise developing technology, but not terribly practical. Like even military applications are going to be pretty limited. Like, what are you going to be able to do with that? Not going to really be able to hold a gun. I mean, they could maybe design some kind of funky contraption where there's a... I think, how did the guy that builds these in the U.S. has a solution for it of sorts. I think you're like, after you land, drop the jet hand and then reach for like a holstered pistol or something, and then you can go. But not going to help you in flight. I mean, what can you do while you're flying around when you got to use your arms to control where you're moving? They could be used for maybe scaling a building and then just taking everything off on the roof and then going in. Like, there are definitely applications for it, but pretty slim. Still cool though. New York AG Letitia James set to be arraigned on mortgage fraud charges.
Court, New York Attorney General Letitia James set to face a judge on mortgage fraud charges, which she denies. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas at the courthouse in Norfolk. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. In just a few hours, Letitia James will be making her first court appearance tied to that indictment charging her with bank fraud and making false statements. James is expected to plead not guilty to allegations that she misled a bank in order to get a more favorable mortgage loan. A longtime Trump nemesis, James was indicted even though a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney declined to prosecute her. That U.S. attorney was then replaced by U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan, who had no prosecutorial experience. Halligan sought the charges anyway. And today, ABC News has new reporting that career prosecutors overseeing the case wrote a memo expressing concern that they might not be able to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. One key weakness they allegedly saw: any financial benefit James received from that allegedly falsified mortgage appeared to have been minimal. Michael?
All right, Pierre, thank you for that.
And New York Attorney General Letitia James is facing federal charges.
Okay, shut up, lady.
The Justice Department has indicted her.
Man, weird. Sorry, I'm trying to record a there we go. Do this so I have something to send them. All right, let's see what's up next. Yeah, while clip's playing. ICE arrives in New York City. New Yorkers react.
What have you heard about ICE in New York City?
I feel like it's more of a racial profiling. What I've heard is they're taking people.
What kind of people are they taking?
People that are not white.
It's actually people that are illegal.
I don't know about all that.
Shut up.
They do no more. You have a whole bunch of illegals walking all around here all day, all night.
Their tactics is not, American. My parents migrated here. So
legally or illegally?
Legally, actually.
That's the thing. They can come here because they're coming here legally.
Right.
You're right. Fine. Okay.
Are you nervous?
I do have a partner who is Latina, and she's a bit nervous.
Is she illegal?
No.
Then she's fine.
That's what I tell her.
Hey.
ICE agents, they're wearing masks. Very controversial. People aren't happy. Should they be wearing masks?
Yeah, if they're getting doxxed.
Why you want to see them? You want to hunt them down?
I'm also in law enforcement and I don't wear a mask.
The Democrats, they want to tell everybody where ICE agents are at all the time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And if people know where they are at all times, they're in danger.
I can see that.
So that's why they're wearing masks. Protesters are attacking ICE agents. They're throwing stuff at them. Were you okay with that?
No, I don't like violence.
I'm very against that.
That's up.
People are shooting ICE agents.
That's messed up. You can't kill people because you don't like them.
People probably shooting because they're scared.
Do you generally shoot people when you're scared?
No, absolutely not. Well, you got a point.
You're right again, Professor.
Democrats, do you know what they're calling ICE agents?
What?
Nazis.
That's crazy. So what do you call ICE agents?
Heroes.
I can kind of relate.
They're not Nazis. Nobody. How you going to be a Nazi? The Nazi days is over with.
It's a Nazi approach. They targeting specific gender, minorities. They're not doing it to Caucasians. They're not doing it to Americans.
They're doing it to criminal.
All right, let's see. We're going to do a quick test here. Typing test. Hitting send in live chat and nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just does not send. Click send. Try clicking enter. Nothing. You'll have to take my word for it, YouTube, but I tried doing it on my phone too, and doesn't matter what device I do it on. Same thing. Okay, there we go. Got to send that to them. All right. Let's see what's... Oh, we still got more of this. Let's keep...
Legal aliens.
They doing it to anyone specifically who's not of a Caucasian complexion, is my point of view.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
You know that guy Zoran Mondami? He's calling ICE agents reckless individuals.
That's because he's an immigrant, whether illegal or not, and some of his people probably don't have their papers.
Mondami is not fit to be mayor of New York City.
That scares me. I think it scares a lot of people.
Well, I'm a Democrat. So.
I know, right?
Yikes.
ICE agents are just enforcing the law, so if Congress isn't happy with the law, shouldn't they just change the law?
Sorry.
I hope I didn't catch COVID just there.
Congress don't do nothing, but they need to protect their own people.
Some people are coming out here to take advantage of the freedom that we have to be ourselves. And they really are terrorists and some more things.
Rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
So what do you want to tell Jesse Waters on Fox News?
I love Jesse. My mom's his biggest fan.
He looks like a nerd. Like he wears glasses.
He's a little nerd.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am, though?
That's you?
Do I look like him?
No. But see, people, hey, you'll never know what these people be doing around here.
Here's Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Huh? Cool, it's uploading now. South Korea says considerable chance that Kim and Trump will meet next week. Oh snap, we're back there again, huh? Now where does that fall in the whole timeline from last time? Oh. Let's... Moon. That was June 2018 in Singapore, February 2019 in Hanoi, and then June 2019 at the DMZ. MSNBC compares images of the construction of the White House ballroom to terrorism and war. You're kidding me. Huh?
Or get anybody's consensus or approval, and boom, comes in. And the images, what do the images look like? Maybe a natural disaster, or more commonly these days, war. Or
you got to be kidding me.
You know.
Yeah. Come on, man.
And it's... in this case, again, it's not a giant thing, but it's a thing that just normal folks will care about when they see this thing. And, you know, he's made it worse for himself. But, of course, who he's made it worse for is...
normal folks like you, right? Like you, totally normal.
His Republican minions and sycophants, more than himself, because assuming he's not running again for an unconstitutional third term, he can do whatever he wants. And, you know, and the other thing about Donald Trump, and this is a small instance of it, he has made himself the strong man. He owns it all. He owns the tearing down the East Wing. He owns what hasn't happened in Ukraine. He owns it all. He can't say, oh, no, it's the Democrats. Oh, it's Washington gridlock. No. He's solved that problem by just going ahead. So the political negativity is all on him and, moreover, Republicans.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Some of them are just... There's just nothing there. Nothing. Okay, start trying to pull my chats back up. Crap to... Okay. Go. Yeah, please go share that post, by the way. I'll drop a link. Make sure you tag at Team YouTube in it. Apply to it, or, you know, repost with quote. Or respond to this here where they're applying to us. That would probably be best, actually. Apply to them here. Be polite. Definitely be nice at first if they're not. If they're not responsive, then maybe up the pressure. But polite at first. Just tell them, like, fix this. Mention that I'm not the only one experiencing that. That other guy, channel's name. Red Pill News. Experiencing the same damn thing. Well, if you are on YouTube, if you're watching via YouTube, I obviously can't link it to you. Maybe Jeff, if you're able to drop a link and link to it. But if not, just go to the Real PSB News account on X, and it's the top tweet, or one of the top tweets. Yeah, there it is. Tweet it again. All right, let's keep going. Back to the news. Oh, and by the way, please hit the thumbs up button. if you're watching on YouTube or if you are on another platform, please pop over to give us a thumbs up. Drop that link. Ooh. Yeah, please pop over there and hit the thumbs up. All right. Joy Reid posted an unhinged rant crying about the ballroom. Oh, claiming it's taxpayer funded. They don't care. They will lie with abandon. They will get called on it and they won't respond. They will just steamroll right through it, right on to the next lie. It's fucking crazy that we live in a world like this.
We have all of that money. We have
There are
available.
swaths of people that just swallow it all up. Hook, line, and sinker. Refuse to hold their own people accountable on this bullshit.
Money to do
It's cuckoo.
all those kinds of things,
Big problem.
but not for your health care. We had the money to make the tax cuts for billionaires permanent, so they get them forever. We had that money, and we had the money to do this to your White House, but no money for you. No money for food stamps. People are going to run out of food stamps. Those are not going to be renewed. That's going to create a crisis of hunger across this country. We have no money for that. No money for food stamps. No money to pay federal workers. We're going to fire and lay off federal workers. No money to pay the TSA agents keeping you safe or the air traffic controllers to make sure your planes don't crash. No money for that. But we have money for this? Make it make sense. Is that how you want your money to use? Is this what you voted for? Because if this is making America great again, we need to stop making America great again.
Yes, I absolutely, yes.
Morally and physically and mentally exhausted.
I voted for everything that makes you have meltdowns on the internet. I love it. Just give me more of that. Doug Ford's fake Reagan ad just went global. What? What is fake Reagan ad? No idea. Let's see.
Well, breaking news, Donald Trump has declared the US is ceasing all trade negotiations with Canada. The US president says the country used a fake ad featuring former President Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and
So wait, is it? What do they mean fake? Like, is it actually his voice?
High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce
Or is it AI?
trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
There you go, that was the ad. Posting the announcement on Truth Social, Trump says, based on their egregious behaviour, all trade negotiations with Canada are terminated.
Yeah, I'm still unclear on the nature of the fake. I want to know more. Okay. Twisting Reagan to attack Trump. Spliced and twisted Reagan's 87 address into a fake anti-tariff ad. Reagan Foundation exposed the lie. Here we go.
They thought they could get away with it. They thought no one would notice. The government of Canada, specifically Ontario, took Ronald Reagan's voice, his image, and his words, and twisted them. They spliced together pieces of his 1987 address.
Okay, so he was interesting.
turned it into an
We just took it out of context.
anti-tariff message and broadcast it internationally without permission from the Reagan Foundation or the Reagan family.
Wow.
That's not free speech. That's propaganda. It was a deliberate attempt to manipulate public opinion,
That's dirty.
to undermine U.S. trade policy, and to interfere with a sitting president's decisions. In other words, a foreign-funded political operation aimed at the American people. But it backfired. The Reagan Foundation called it out as fraudulent. President Trump responded by terminating all trade negotiations with Canada, a decisive and necessary move. Because this isn't just a PR blunder, it's a moral and diplomatic breach. They didn't just take Reagan's words, they took his meaning and turned it inside out.
Yeah, it's not cool.
The original 1987
Very much so, not cool.
speech they spliced was Reagan doing exactly what President Trump is doing now.
Okay.
Using tariffs as leverage to counter unfair trade practices. Reagan had just imposed duties on Japan for violating trade agreements, a tactical move to force compliance, not start a trade war. But the Canadian ad stripped away that context, making it sound like Reagan opposed tariffs altogether. In reality, he was defending the very strategy they're attacking: leverage, fairness, and the defense of American industry. And that's what makes this act so despicable. It wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated deception. They
Yes.
knew what they were doing.
Really disgusting.
They hoped Americans wouldn't check the source, but we did. And now the truth is out. Canada didn't just insult America. They betrayed trust. They weaponized his...
Yep, screw you, Doug Ford. That's sick. Donald Trump and his allies, Kathy Hochul says, are trying to bully New York State AG as an act of political retribution. Letitia.
We are fiery New Yorkers who are here
Oh my God.
to keep the flame burning for our sister Tish James.
Our sister, Tish James. Ain't she it?
At precisely 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, our duly elected Attorney General, Tish James, will walk into a courtroom, the culmination of one man's revenge tour. And that man is Donald Trump. And he came to our city, and now he is destroying our system of justice to take her down. But that will not happen, my friends.
But destroying our system of justice by charging her for mortgage fraud, which she engaged in?
Because she, above all, is a New Yorker. She has the heart of a lioness. She is tough.
What?
And she will withstand. When we gather here in solidarity,
She'll fold like a cheap frickin' lawn chair.
our elected leaders, labor leaders, community activists, all of you who care deeply about protecting what we care so much about in this country. But in her words, not only will she not bow or break, neither will New York not bow, and we will not break. We stand together with Tish James. Let's bring it home, everybody. We are there for our sister, Tish James.
See it, sister. We got your back, girl. Okay. Slay Queen. Trump 2028.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different.
Wait, what about the 22nd? What? What'd she say?
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
22nd, yeah.
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28. Well, he's going to get.
What are you saying?
But
Dude, it's like really quiet. I gotta go shut this. Hot as heck. All right.
There's a plan, and President Trump will be. Every time, we'll lay out what the plan is. At the. There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28.
What? I have to imagine it's got to be something to do with what happened in 2020. And the fact that that election was just utter garbage. Supreme Court is about to consider striking down or upholding Trump's sweeping tariff authority. Trump has said he will personally appear in the court for the arguments. Oh, interesting. That's fascinating. Wonder how often that's ever happened over the course of history. Excuse me. Trump doesn't want you to see this video, Elizabeth Warren says.
No, it is actually a demolition
Oh, God. Klobuchar. Who is this hoe?
zone. That is what it is. Look at that.
Oh,
No, that's a different one, right?
wow. This is a construction zone. You know,
Oh, no, it is her, right?
Donald Trump can't hear people asking for help because there's all this
all the
chaos
machinery.
next door.
I mean, these are like bulldozers taking down the people's house right in front of our eyes.
This is delusional.
Leveling the people's house so that he can build a gold-encrusted ballroom.
And
They're taking down like a wall to expand. It's how this works.
How much does this cost? And he said 200 million, right? Yeah. A few weeks ago.
Which is not coming out of the taxpayers' pockets.
Now he's saying 300 million. Yeah. $300 million and an unbelievable amount of money just for this vanity project of his with this golden ballroom.
Yeah, and meanwhile, what's happening on groceries, on utilities? The costs just keep going up and up and up.
Well, kind of like the ballroom. So, you know that.
Yeah, why don't we just open government-run grocery stores?
Went from 200 to 300 million, but what really people see is what's happening with all of their groceries, what's happening with electricity, healthcare premiums, and he literally won't even take the time. He's like, oh, super, he's become a construction manager.
No, I know, but he says he can't do anything on healthcare because we can't afford it.
That's true.
This is what we can afford.
Well, who do we have to thank for that again?
According to Donald
Trump. What?
The American people are suffering.
They're all doing it.
In the
These
greatest
cringe, hard social media videos. How absurd.
The American people are suffering in the greatest healthcare crisis
God, he's falling apart, man.
we faced in decades. And what is Donald Trump focused on? Destroying the East Wing of the White House, which these two men built. It's another ego project for Donald Trump. He wants to feed his
Expanding the East Wing is destroying it.
Ego. And
Making it larger and more grand, more beautiful, more, and getting more utility out of it to boot in the process is destroying it.
ignore the suffering of the American people. What a disgrace. Democrats are going to hold his feet to the fire. The American people are suffering in the greatest healthcare crisis.
Josh Hawley mocking the outrage. Good.
I hear all of a sudden from my liberal friends that they're very concerned about our history. Really, these are the same people who tore down every statue they could get their hands on the last 4 years. Christopher Columbus, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt. They didn't have any concern for history then. Now all of a sudden, I go to the facade of the East Wing is iconic. How can you break? Give me a break. If the president wants to improve, he wants to add a ballroom at his own expense, have at it. That's what I say. I hear all of a sudden from my liberal friends that they're very concerned about.
Yep, ridiculous. Absolutely, yeah, it is absolutely. It's a great point, actually. Now that he mentions it, where was their outrage when these people were graffitiing the shit out of, like? In fact, let me see if I have some of that footage. Might still. Like, they were graffitiing the heck out of statues all over DC, right out front of the White House, right outside the White House. See if I had this in my Da Vinci projects. No, I know I have the footage tucked away somewhere. Let's see if I can find it on here. Here we go.
Well, chaos in the nation's capital once again. Large protests yesterday against the Israeli prime minister.
It is being cleaned off, but it did say at one point Hamas is coming. Protesters, they started to gather early yesterday in what was expected to be one of the largest protests.
I got lots of footage of them power washing this crap off. These beautiful monuments.
Both sides is, I believe, unconscionable.
And then there was these same people literally tearing statues down back in 2020, burning, setting them on fire. Where was the outrage then? Pete Buttigieg. Big news out of Indiana today.
Hey, it's Pete. I want to share some exciting
hey, Pete.
news that we just got out of
How's that baby you bought?
Indiana. For months now, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have been aggressively and personally involved in pushing the Indiana Assembly to gerrymander the state so that the congressional map there is 9-0, meaning you would know the outcome of all 9 congressional elections there before anyone even bothers to vote. But here's the thing. We have just learned that they don't have the votes. This is a very conservative state with a Republican supermajority in each chamber. So why would a double supermajority GOP assembly say no to Donald Trump? A couple of reasons. One, obviously, they know that this is wrong. It's wrong to just cut voters out of the process of electing their leaders. But the other reason has to do with what we did together to create pressure, rallying, posting, speaking out, doing everything we could to draw attention to this so that they couldn't just quietly get away with it. This is showing us that the image of a wall of inevitability that Trump is constantly trying to create is actually fake. If even Republican elected officials are saying no to him, it proves that he's not as powerful as he wants us to think. Now, we've got to remember that every time we breach that image of inevitability, that success can lead to the next one. So we have got to keep it up.
You know what we also have to remember? The fact that you and your husband purchased children. BBC admits the truth on Trump terminating trade talks with Canada.
Through precisely what Trump is saying tonight.
Adrian, Donald Trump declaring on social media that he's officially called off trade talks with Canada. It's over an advertisement from Ontario's government that's been playing on American networks. Ontario's premier recently launched the $75 million anti-tariff campaign using a video with the voice of former President Ronald Reagan. It's from his famous address in 1987. And in the video, Reagan is heard saying high tariffs lead to retaliation by foreign countries and trigger fierce trade wars. Trump wrote on Truth Social that the Ronald Reagan Foundation said it's fraudulently used. The foundation posted online that the ad misrepresents the president's radio address, and Ontario didn't have permission to use it. Trump also went on to write how important he says tariffs are to his country's economy, and said, quote, based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated.
Let's bring in Katie Simpson in Washington. Katie, a huge blow to the momentum around trade talks, but it is true that Canada has seen this before.
Yeah, Canada has navigated this nightmare before and got through it, was able to sort of get things back on track, but it did deliver a massive blow to momentum that seemed to be building in the summer. And now Canada is finding itself once again in this very difficult spot. What I've been told previously by senior Canadian government sources is whatever we're hearing publicly, it's likely way worse behind the scenes. That is what has been this sort of pattern in the past. When it comes to these kinds of big threats and these big blow-ups. The last time Donald Trump was this angry at Canada, it had to do with when Canada was about to impose its digital services tax. Canadians will remember he put a note out on Truth Social, seemingly without much heads up or warning, that he was again going to halt those trade talks because he was angry about that policy. What we saw at the time, Canada eventually decided to late night issue a statement on social media just before the actual tax was supposed to kick in, announced that Canada was not going to impose that tax. And it took some time for Canadian officials to sort of gear things up and get things moving again after some momentum had been building. Remember, the last few weeks, Canada had been trying to inch closer to the finish line to try and get some tariff relief. Mark Carney was just here in Washington in October. He and Canadian officials had said they've sort of instructed teams to get to sort of a landing zone to lower some tariffs, but now everything appears to be off.
Well, I mean, and so here comes the impossible question, right? What now? Where does this leave the negotiations?
Well, Mark Carney is going to need to possibly get some FaceTime with Donald Trump at these major international summits that are coming up in the days ahead. There is no formal bilat plan between Canada and Donald Trump on the sidelines of these major summits, but they are expected to meet in passing. Canada is going to have to do something to appease U.S. President Donald Trump to try and see if he'll change his mind going forward and to see if perhaps he will consider reopening these trade talks. If he doesn't, Canada and the U.S. is headed toward a really difficult renegotiation of CUSMA.
Yeah, winter's coming. All right.
Interesting. Let's see. What's next here? Oh, more from Portland. Oh, great. Look at this shit. Frickin' umbrellas. Oh.
Cool. So we're actually going to use the sidewalk for once time.
Look at this. They have this entire like setup. Nick Sorter posting this. I took advantage of leftist militants being distracted by yelling at each other. Infighting, yeah. They're all drugged out of their minds and half of them are homeless, you know, mentally ill wackos. They're yelling at each other, and while they were distracted, Nick walked up through their newly rebuilt camp. Yeah, every time, yeah, they tear them down on the regular, like once a week, and then immediately rebuild them. You know, as soon as the authorities tear them down, they just rebuild them the same night. Thousands of dollars worth of supplies, food, and equipment, including gas masks. Just nicely, look at this, very nicely organized and labeled in these little bins. That he pretended to make them leave, but allowed them to put all their stuff in storage in a storage unit directly behind the sidewalk, so they could just rebuild 1 hour later. Absolute joke. That's insane.
Cool. So we're actually going to use the sidewalk for once time. Look at this. Look at this. Look, I mean, there's a lot of it. It's awfully organized. It's pretty nice, pretty well done.
Do not touch any of that.
It's community.
I know, but don't get your grubby, ungloved hands on them.
Don't get your grubby, ungloved hands on them, okay? Come on, sir.
Good job.
And guys, who moved their club deal?
Hey, Amanda, how you doing? No, actually,
listen to them like
zoomed out a little bit more.
you hear that screeching in the background? Dear God.
Why would I need to do that? I won't shine the light in your face. What do you mean so much? Dude, trashy. Come on, man.
Why are you acting so trashy? Why are you recording people?
What are you like seriously trashy? You're accusing him of being trashy? You looked at yourself lately in a mirror, or look at how old are you? You look like you're nearly 50, dude.
You don't think any of this is weird? You don't think this is weird?
How nuts!
You don't think this is weird? You don't think this is weird? You don't think any of this is weird? This is all normal? Do you know what time it is? It's a Tuesday night. Huh?
You know what time it is? We know.
Why are you such a square, man? Come on, man. Why you acting like such a square?
What we're doing. What are you
It's
doing?
good.
Why are you being so crazy, man?
I'm gonna spend money.
You're dressed in a gay monster skeleton panda suit. I don't even know what the fuck that is. And you're accusing him of being cringy?
I'm doing this for money? If only you knew how much it cost me to be here. If only you knew how much it cost me to be here. It costs tens of thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands of dollars. And I will be here for quite a long time, don't you worry.
No, I said an ass white. Why don't you ask?
I would love to go back out there, to be honest. I would love to go get more footage while this is all going on. If anyone, any wealthy benefactors out there would like to fund the trip, I can live very cheaply. I would hold up in like a crap hole hotel last time, but these days I'll see if I can find like an Airbnb maybe, or even I don't know. I know we have people out in that area. It'd be even better to find someone close by to crash with that I can, you know, have like shuttle me around or something. So if anyone's willing to fund a round trip plane ticket, and anyone happens to live out that way, I know I've seen a few of you. We've talked about Portland. I would love to get my camera gear out there again to document some of this and get my own high quality footage of all this madness going on. Because I'm definitely on my way to making something serious with all this stuff finally. All these years later. And I could certainly use another trip out there, another load of good footage of the most recent insanity that I actually own. I don't have to like ask permission for and whatnot. So if anyone would like to fund it, please hit up our donor box, send it our way. donorbox.org/support-PSB. I've also got a Cash App, which is pretty efficient. Definitely better than, you know, sending money on DLive. Dicks. They take a fat cut and they never pay us. Insane. Let me find out what my Cash App is here and I'll link it. Copy. Okay. DLive. I think it's just $ Soapbox News. And if a mod, someone that happens to be a mod on YouTube, I know we only have a handful. Anyone can copy that from DLive, since I can't post on YouTube. Please copy that link over. Same for the donor box, I'll drop that too. I don't know what a round trip plane ticket will cost, but let's see. Let's do November. Oh no, we'll go to end of October. Hey, come on, what the? Why is that not behaving? There we go. I think I've got something to do on November 3rd, so I'll have to be back. Leave the... I got something on the 27th. Do the 28th. Just hypothetically, we'll see what that costs. That's actually not, that's not horrendous at all. Less than 500 round trip. I was expecting way worse than that. Not bad at all. Yeah, if anyone would like to fund that, I would really like to make that happen. I'd obviously have to find a place to stay that is free, you know, someone that lives in the area. I do have a Venmo, actually. It's for my film company, but that works. Let me grab that real quick. It's either from my film company or my personal. Yeah. Okay. How do I grab a link for that? Pay request. Venmo me. Oh, copy. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Someone can paste that over. Thank you, Steph. I see you out there. YouTube. There's the Venmo. I think it would actually cost probably a bit more because I'd have to lug equipment too. I really would like to bring my big camera. Which, I mean, I need that high quality footage, man. Gotta bring the nice one. I don't know that I would be doing any interviews. I would definitely like to. I have to see if I can get Tortor and all those people that are out there on the ground to interview. I'd really like to grab that for what I'm working on. That would be really really nice stuff to have. Big King said 3 hours from Portland. Okay, I mean that's not. Oh, 3 hours from Portland, 3 hours from Seattle. I wish it was a little closer because that would. If we were just like if it were an hour away, that would totally work. But 3 hours is a bit much. I'm gonna have to ask again. Let's see. I forget who it was that I saw. It was on one of my evening show streams, but I saw there was someone out there that watches on YouTube that lives in the area. I know we have at least a couple of viewers from the neck of the woods. So hopefully I'll be able to make contact with them, figure out someplace. But if it comes down to it, there's always Airbnbs. Those are probably going to be like out there. I would think like $80 a night for a deep shithole, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. Honestly, like I'd be if it came down to it, I'd be totally fine with renting a car and sleeping in it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I don't give a shit. As long as it's a reasonably sized, comfy car, totally good. You just lean that thing back and park in a decently safe area and just kick it. Park by a police station or something. I don't know if we've had anyone send anything in yet. I did see someone toss something in through. Was it like Venmo or Cash App? So thank you, whoever that was. Oh, and then I've also got a PayPal. I forgot about that too. Let me see if I can drop that. How does that work? Send request. Your code. Like, let me copy something. My PayPal is at JCR211. I don't know how to, like, make it into a link. I'm sure there's a way, but... Oh, share your profile. There. Copy. Paste it into DLive. There we go. Yeah, I would really like to get out there and get some supplementary material. Document this latest insanity, this madness outside of that ICE facility myself. 6K raw. All right. Ground zero for Antifa. While taking a protester into custody in front of the Portland ICE facility, a Portland police officer appears to raise the man's "Fuck Trump" flag into the air. Oh my gosh.
Wow, really?
Like, yeah, there's no way to argue that he was like trying to like readjust it or something, like, you know, untangle it or whatever. Yeah, he was 100%. 100%. Now, like, the one caveat I'll give is like maybe like he's saying like, okay, yeah, boys, we got him. Like, we got the flag. We captured it from him. But God, well, like, if that's the case, what a stupid move to make. Like, you'd think in the moment you would realize how very easily that could be misinterpreted. Wow. How insane. And I doubt that that's what happened. I mean, that looks like he's 100%, like, very enthusiastically showing it off. That is just nuts. And I've told you guys, they are so organized out there and have been for so long. It's almost like a sure thing. Like, they've absolutely infiltrated other aspects of the city government, the local government out there. I highly doubt that the police are exempt from that. I, in fact, just about guarantee it that they have attempted to and have successfully infiltrated the Portland police. Just think about the intelligence that would afford them. Of course they would want that. Of course they would want, you know, an inside man, or, you know, a lot of them on the Portland police force. able to access all of the internal police intelligence investigations into them, communications with the feds about them. You know, think about the way like modern law enforcement and, you know, these fusion centers work, how they're all like always exchanging information with local, state, and federal level. Like they're all trading info all the time. Think about how much info that could give them access to if they get people in the right place. And in a place like Portland, where the entire state and especially city apparatus is run by people who are very sympathetic to them, think about how easy that is. That's a scary thought. Especially since they've been at this for decades, since the 60s, basically. Portland police exposed for using anti-white radical leftist cops to work with Antifa riders outside of Vice Portland. What?
So he tried to get in my face and try to make a fight.
Officer Saud Badri, working with leftist agitators to investigate DHS agents? Are you kidding me? What? This is apparently something he wrote and published at some point. It's not shaming white people. The title of a certain article is just clickbait to get viewers to read it, and by no means is it being racist. I know, how can you be racist towards the people that have all the power and privilege? A statement that is, in and of itself, inherently racist. From an article titled Making Whiteness Visible, apparently.
I got a reputation down here. I got respect. I interviewed everybody down here. I interviewed the police and everybody down here about why they down here, what they down here for. My name is Tennessee. I have an Instagram. My Instagram is _Michael. Thank you, man.
There's one block north of Lowell.
Oh, thank you. There's at least someone. I haven't seen any other donations roll in to fund the Portland trip yet, but hopefully some of you are working on it. Wouldn't take much. Again, it's $500 round trip. You know, with maybe a little extra for checking in a second bag or something. But someone just sent $100 on PayPal. So thank you, Elizabeth. I'm not gonna drop your last name, but thank you. Get that. And I think there was one more on an Al on Venmo. Thank you, Al. And 50. There's 150. It's partway there. Really, really like to get that. So if anyone is able to help fund that, I really appreciate it. I've started assembling the project, getting materials together, music and archival footage. I've collected quite a bit of archival material, a lot already, of old Weather Underground stuff. A whole bunch of modern stuff from this most recent Insanity. All my bookmarks, like the last month, are it's all material I'm going to be able to use. All this stuff. We have a serious domestic terror problem, and it's not on the right wing, the way they've tried to sell you for 3 decades now. Since the 90s. Up until that point, it was pretty much a strictly left-wing thing. And people need to be reminded of that. That's what I aim to do. That's what I aim to do with it. I want people to understand the through line from 60s all the way till today. It's the same people doing the same shit, and now they're on death's door, and they want to accomplish what they failed to accomplish back in the 60s and 70s. They want to do it. And that is dangerous. That is a dangerous combination. And now they're not the most dangerous part, I think. On top of their motivation to accomplish this before they die, is the fact that they are not young people anymore. They're not poor. They're not poor college. I mean, not that they were really poor back then. They were pretty privileged, if you ask me. About as privileged as it gets. But now they have money of their own. They have, spent years in professions where they have gained talents and skills and connections, most of all, networking, that they will absolutely be making use of. Where is Bill Ayers these days? It's a good question. Let me see. He's still teaching. He's getting pretty old himself. He may be retired, quote unquote. Yeah, retired professor. It's all the same people, man. And they've got money, they've got the willpower, they have connections. A lot of them have spent years in government, spent years infiltrating government. People need to snap out of it. These people are not a joke. I know it's easy to laugh when you see all these retirees, these old lumpy white women, with bob cuts out at these protests holding signs. But this is a serious, dangerous time we find ourselves in because of this. Nothing to sneeze at. All very serious, and I want people to understand. So that's my goal. That's why I'm trying to get out there to get some more material of my own, because having to having to contact all these freaking people that have taken footage and ask permission and gather it from them is, oh my god, the pain in the ass. I'd much rather have my own high quality, nice camera footage. Although I will definitely be attempting to interview this kid and Nick Sortor if I can get out there on the ground and find them, which should be pretty easy. And if that's the case, I should be able to convince them to give me access to their footage. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. What's next? Any more from Portland since we're on that? No? Okay. All right, let's keep going. We got 10 minutes left. See what we can get through. Geraldo Rivera says digital currency is for drug dealers and child pornographers. Boy. I mean, he's not entirely wrong about that.
Response to it, I don't know about crypto. Crypto is inherently sleazy to me. If you can go and be anonymous and make money dealing with drug dealers and child pornographers and terrorists, I mean, what exactly are they selling? What is crypto? What is Bitcoin? I know that I'm stodgy and old-fashioned in that regard, but to me, it's an industry made for sleazebags to make a lot of money. And the fact that he pardoned the dude after 4 months, or he did 4 months, I don't get excited about it. I am mildly concerned that the Trump organization apparently has done very well in this area, and the businesses run by the sons are really prospering, dealing this commodity, whatever the hell it is. Response to it, I don't know about crypto. Crypto is inherently sleazy.
I mean, you could say the same things about cash in many ways too, but personally, I'm quite wary of crypto generally. I'd much prefer we remain with cash. We had the choice, even fiat. An illegal woman who was issued a final removal order 17 years ago but never left in Santa Ana, California, was taken by ICE on Wednesday to be deported. She refused to open her door at her residence, so agents had to stake out the location until she left her home and drove to her job.
Leave her alone. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Arresting someone who's not supposed to be here, man. Come on, man.
What are you doing?
She got to go, man.
Leave her alone. What are you doing?
Time to go home. Time to go home. Come on, man.
Leave her alone. Hey, you're kidnapping her?
No. We're giving her a nice ride home.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. What are you doing? Leave her alone.
No. How about you leave them alone? Day ahead, Letitia James being arraigned. That's right.
Hey, good morning. It's Scott McFarland. It's
this moron. This should be interesting. All right.
Friday. We're almost there. It's going to be a busy Friday, though.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic. Singing Wind says, need a place to stay 15 minutes from Portland, quiet and safe. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. It could not be more perfect. It's fantastic. Homemade meals. Oh, you betcha. I'd have to figure out a way to get to Portland, to and from Portland. Maybe I can. Enough funds roll in, I could rent a vehicle, but I would prefer to avoid that if I can. It gets pricey. That is awesome. That's a huge hurdle crossed there. When kind of depends on when the money, when I'm able to raise the funds. We're still only at 150. So again, if anyone can send through DonorBox or PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, please do. Just need maybe about 400 more. I think that would about do it. Yeah, I will. I'll keep you posted, Singing Wind. I'll let you know. Hopefully I'll have it squared away soon. All right, let's keep going with this.
Norfolk, Virginia, this morning, it's arraignment for Letitia James. The top law enforcement official in New York is a criminal defendant today at an arraignment at the federal courthouse there. She'll plead not guilty. They'll set some dates or some expectations for the schedule ahead in that case. James and her supporters have argued from the jump that this is a piece of political retribution from the president against her after her bringing up that civil case against Trump before he became president again. What's perhaps most distinctive in this case is what you see in the docket under the list of attorneys. James has her defense counsel, including local counsel brought in, experienced in the Norfolk area. But for the U.S. attorney, it is again Lindsay Halligan, the recent White House aide, this acting U.S. attorney who has no prosecutorial experience before this position, who has her name on this case, just like she has her name on the James Comey case. And she has brought in, over the last 72 hours, another Department of Justice attorney, but not from the Eastern District of Virginia. This attorney is from Missouri. And that's happening not in a vacuum, but amid this purge that's been going on inside the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia's offices. Our reporting is that at least 2 from the Norfolk office are gone. There was a rather long-term national security prosecutor from Alexandria gone, and that doesn't count the Trump-appointed first U.S. attorney, acting U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, appointed in January, who was ousted, who did not go forward with the James case or the Comey case. So we'll see if the judge has anything to say about that today. The judge is a 2023 appointee to the court of President Biden. Also, in that same district, judges just put a hearing on the calendar for November 13th in the Comey case. James Comey's trying to get his case kicked, arguing, among other things, that the acting U.S. Attorney, Lindsay Halligan, is unlawfully appointed. A judge will hear arguments on that. One note, it's a judge from out of state, out of the district, due to the nature of the arguments. That's where this day at least starts. Hey, good morning.
I think they ought to take the violent criminals and get them out of my state and get them out of the country.
Oh, don't worry. That's coming, buddy. FBI pays a visit to an anti-ICE protester.
Oh, I forgot what they
Oh my, how the tables have turned.
Oh, I forgot what they keep talking to. Hey, my name's James. I'm James Keefe. I'm with the FBI.
Hey, Miles. Nice to meet you, brother. Good. How you doing?
We came out here to ask you questions regarding a protest that happened on the 11th of June.
On the 11th?
Yeah.
What protest?
There's a protest out by the country club in Valencia area. We've been just basically going around asking questions for a few people that were brought up, and your name was brought up. So
Okay.
I'd see if you had a couple minutes to answer some questions regarding the protest that happened.
Yeah, who are you with?
I'm with the FBI.
Okay.
Name's James.
Okay.
So I just want to know if you have a few minutes to chat.
Yeah. Inside?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I got roommates. Can we do it
Oh,
outside?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not trying to,
Baffo. Indeed. Okay. I might be with you guys extra long today, by the way. I'm not sure if anyone stepped in to cover the 11 to 1 day. I think someone needed to call out for that. I could be wrong about that. No, pardon. It might be actually later. For coverages. So, anyway, you might see me back later this evening, depending on if anyone steps in to cover it. Amazon robots warehouse. Oh God, are they going to keep the robots in cages too?
Put all these robots at my job.
Oh jeez.
So many of them.
Creepy. Ugh.
All these robots in it. I'm sick of it too because it makes our job way harder. Look at all these. See?
Oh jeez. Democrats in Virginia legislature poised to try redrawing congressional map. Yep, they're trying to gain a couple here. Unfortunately, dicks. What? About? Video from KPIX photojournalist Rick Villaroman. Is a U-Haul driver backing up toward a line of police officers outside a U.S. Coast Guard base Alameda before officers opened fire. This was hours after almost all protesters dispersed, waiting an update from police. Same U-Haul that was used to blockade the street earlier. Good Lord. What are they doing on there? Just like on their phone? Hello? Like, you just got shot at, my homie? What the hell? Good lord. Oh man, I was like hoping to see some bullet holes and shit. That is nuts. Looks like there might be some on the side there. Yikes. That was crazy. Alright, what's Saruga claiming here? He's highly questionable, of course. Okay. Well, let's see what he's claiming. Incident took place amid tail end of day-long protests. Video footage captured by local media showed officers discharging 20 to 30 rounds. Yep, we saw. Earlier in the day, the U-Haul truck was observed parked near the protest site for much of the day. Yeah, I wonder what almost happened there. They're like explosives loaded into that thing or something. The back. Like, why was he backing towards them like that? That was really concerning. Okay, let's see. Truck halted. Driver appeared to look downward towards their lap. Seemed to be using their phone. Bizarrely. Stopped briefly, driving off calmly. Driver later abandoned the vehicle nearby and fled on foot. A small fire in a nearby trash can was reported. Interesting. But no connection to the accident, apparently. Okay. 2 men treated at local hospitals for gunshot wounds. Oh, one is presumed to be the U-Haul driver, with the second identity unclear. I would assume probably a bystander. It was dark. Like, that was a rather scary like line of fire there. Lots of people could have been standing off behind the truck, so I wouldn't be surprised if a bystander got hit there. No real info aside from that. That's crazy. Let me see if we can find any more on this. Week. Bunch. Finding a bit of news coverage on it. There.
But we start right now with breaking news in Alameda, just outside the U.S. Coast Guard base, where Alameda police are cordoning off a crime scene after it seemed like shots were fired at a van. Here's video from those tense moments.
Where it, did she really just say where it seemed like shots were fired? Seemed like?
Our reporter, Andrea Nakano, is there right now. Andrea, I know we had a crew here earlier who captured that and saw that go down. Even seeing the video, it's still a little confusing. Can you walk us through what happened?
It is a little bit confusing, and even officers out here are gathering the details right now. But I want to bring in our chief photographer who captured that footage that you just saw, Rick Villarona. Thanks for joining us in this. So tell me, start from the beginning. How did this all happen?
Well, I was sitting in my news vehicle monitoring the crowd here, and this U-Haul that had been here all day just kind of backed in. Seemed like he was just getting a little more courageous, and bystanders were saying, don't do it, it's not worth it. And then he the Coast Guard, and then he just went for it, and just chaos after that.
So he kind of started pulling back, and that's when the gunshots happened.
No, he pulled this way, away from the guard for a brief moment, then he just hit the gas and sped towards them, and that's when they opened fire, about 20, 30 rounds.
Crazy.
Where were you in?
I was right where this squad car is here, in the intersection, behind this garbage can.
So close, very close.
Very close, very close. At some point, was a little concerning, but yeah.
So as this unfolded, what happened next?
Well, my understanding is, and it's not been confirmed, is that a bystander was hit, and there were just screeching cars.
Of course.
The crowd dispersed quickly. Then the driver of the U-Haul came back, parked it down this street here, and walked out and left. So I didn't see him leave, but he's clearly not there anymore, and his vehicle is. That U-Haul was here all day today. And if it's the guy that I think it is that was driving that, he's responsible for some other violent acts today.
We are hoping to get an update from the Oakland Police Department shortly. So a lot of this has not been confirmed. We want to let our viewers know that. But this person apparently was out here all day and has caused trouble. Do you have any idea maybe the condition of this person?
No. He sat in this vehicle here for maybe 5 or 10 seconds before he sped off. I could see from the cab of the truck that the bullet holes had come through in between the seats. I didn't see any blood, so I don't know if he was struck or not.
And you interviewed
to be honest, it's like it's really kind of lucky he made it out of that thing alive.
an eyewitness who talked about the bystander and said that the eyewitness
Oh,
had
here we go.
treated
Now we
that
get some footage of the thing afterwards.
person.
Yeah.
So you believe there will be a second person?
Yes, I do. I mean, he claimed he was an EMT.
Look
He
at all
treated
those
someone
holes.
that
Yeah,
put
look
him
at
in a
that.
vehicle and they sped
Dang.
off.
My last question for you. How are you feeling right now after all of this?
I'm a little unnerved.
Whoa. Look at that. A hole in the back of the seat. Came very close to losing his head. Holy guacamole.
25 years working at KPIX, and this is the
Whoa, dude.
closest to that kind of gunfire erupting literally down the street from me, in the line of fire where I was. So I'm a little unnerved.
An eyewitness who talked about the bystander.
Years working at KPIX.
How are you feeling right now after all of this?
I'm a little unnerved.
Yes.
25 years working at KPIX, and this is the closest to that kind of gunfire erupting literally down the street from me.
Wonder if they wiped the thing down of any blood. Because they didn't get struck. I mean, that's just astonishing. It sounds like someone must have.
In the line of fire where I was. So I'm a little unnerved, but you know.
And you can see in the video at one point where he sort of ducked.
Yeah, but that's because I realized I was totally exposed out in the open and I didn't want to get shot, so.
So you're a chief photographer. You've been with the station for, I don't know, countless years. You've been to Iraq, and this is the first time you've really come in such close contact with gunfire.
Yeah, I mean, Iraq was dangerous, and I've heard my share of gunfire, but never in direct path of it, so yeah.
So we've had a lot of peaceful protests today regarding Mr. Trump's deployment of federal resources, and this was mostly the most active scene we've had all day. San Francisco was very, very peaceful. But as you just heard Rick Villaroman explain, this is what has happened here. Oakland Police Department is set to give
Mostly peaceful, you know, mostly peaceful. Okay, well, we got the last few. Let's knock these out real quick. Todd Blanche.
What the Congresswoman did yesterday, what the governor of Illinois said yesterday, does nothing but harm this country. You cannot touch federal agents when they're doing their job, and that's something that they know. It's something that we reminded them of last night, because if you do, you're committing a crime. And the amazing thing about what happened is yesterday President Trump announced and formally launched the Homeland Security Task Force. This is, in our modern history, the single largest effort by law enforcement to combat narco-terrorists and to get the scourge and the drug dealers out of this country. In just 60 days, we've arrested over 3,200 drug dealers and either gotten them out of this country or put them in jail. On that same day, you have Pelosi, you have other congresswomen, you have a congressman from New York, and you have the governor of Illinois not praising that, not thanking President Trump, but saying that federal law enforcement agents should be arrested. That's the best example of the difference between what this administration is doing and what the Democrats want done. And it's sad, and I feel bad for our federal law enforcement and their families and their wives and their husbands and their children. When their mom goes to work every day, putting their life on their line, and they have governors and leaders in the Democrat Party suggesting they should be arrested. That's disgusting.
Dr. Oz reveals they found, wow, over $1 billion in federal taxpayer funds spent on healthcare for illegals.
You know, there have been accusations by the Democrats that that's not really a thing, that money from the federal government is not going to illegal immigrants. Maria, just in the last few months, in the few states that we've examined, less than half a dozen, we've identified more than $1 billion with a B, more than $1 billion of money, federal tax dollars that have gone to illegal immigrants. We're actually clawing that money back from those states now. But the fact that that could still happen is very frustrating to all of us. And why would you want to repeal that after all the work that was put into ensuring that these programs that work so well for vulnerable populations would remain intact financially? You know,
Parents of teen Adam Rain claim OpenAI loosened ChatGPT's suicide guidelines twice prior to his death. Whoa.
So according
yeah, this is a kid that killed himself after ChatGPT told him to do it, basically.
to that amended lawsuit, the parents of 16-year-old Adam Rain alleged OpenAI purposely removed those long-standing safety protocols in the weeks and months before their son's suicide in April. They wrote this, quote, on May 8th,
Why, though?
2024, OpenAI replaced its long-standing outright refusal protocol with a new instruction. When users discuss suicide or self-harm, ChatGPT should provide a space for users to feel heard and understood and never change or quit the conversation.
Oh my gosh.
And on February 12, 2025, OpenAI weakened its safety standards again, this time by intentionally removing suicide and self-harm from its category of disallowed content. Well, the Rains family says all these
Why? What the heck?
changes were part of the company's effort to keep users engaged with ChatGPT.
Oh, that's all they care about.
And made
That's all they want. That's all that matters to them. People keep addictively using their stupid chatbot.
GPT act more like a best friend.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Using ChatGPT to help with homework, like a lot of kids are doing throughout the
Like a lot of
country.
parents.
You don't think that it's going to start getting worse and worse. And as they degraded their safety protocols, it just started getting horrible, and it brought them into this really dark place.
That is disturbing.
Looking forward to getting Sam in front of a jury, get him under oath, and ask him the tough questions.
And here's one of Rain's conversations with ChatGPT. Adam Rain says this, I'll do it one of these days. ChatGPT responds, I hear you, and I won't try to talk you out of your feelings because they're real and they didn't
Oh my gosh.
come out of nowhere. We did reach out to OpenAI for comment, but
Jeez. Hakeem Jeffries just got embarrassed on national TV. Well, he does it to himself, but let's see it.
It said what you are asking the Republicans to do right now when they control the White House, the Senate, and the House is effectively what the Democrats could not do when they controlled all three of those heads of government themselves. The 10-year setup for this, for these, or the 3-year setup for the expiration of these credits was intentionally put in. It was put in when you controlled the White House, the House, and the Senate. You couldn't get it passed for longer. And so this is a setup that kind of your own creation that you all couldn't extend beyond that. Now you want the Republicans to do something you didn't do when you were in power?
It's not a setup beyond what we could do. We extended the Affordable Care Act tax credits in 2022 for 3 years. The program is working. It's providing health care to tens of millions of people in an affordable way, and it should be continued. It's interesting to us that Republicans decided that they would prefer to permanently extend massive tax breaks for their billionaire donors in their one big ugly bill.
Inflation in September smashes economist expectations.
Here's our late but coming out September read on the Consumer Price Index. Headline number up 0.3, 1/10 cooler than both rearview mirror and what we were expecting. And if we look at the stripping out of food and energy known as core, it comes in also a bit less than expected, up 0.2. We were expecting up 0.3. Our last look was up 0.3. Here's the Moneyball numbers. Year over year, 3%. And even though it's less than the 3.1 we were expecting, it's hotter than 2.9, and after all, it's got a 3 handle. And if we look at CPI year over year ex food and energy, it also comes in at 3%. We're also expecting 3.1, but last look was 3.1, so it cooled a bit. So we're seeing interest rates move down and stocks move up.
Hey. Good stuff.
Here's our late but coming out September read on the
White House has learned there will likely not be an inflation release next month for the first time in history. Due to the Democrat shutdown, surveyors cannot deploy to the field, depriving us of critical data. The economic consequences could be devastating. Jeez. Top Russian diplomat Kirill Dmitriev has just arrived in the United States after President Trump and Scott Bessent slapped massive sanctions on Russian oil companies because Putin refused to end the war. So they're trying to hopefully start negotiating a little bit. Deputy AG Todd Blanche, last up here, threatening to arrest top California officials. What? Hold up. What dis? Let me see. Okay, it's addressed to Gavin Newsom, AG Bonta, Nancy Pelosi, and Brooke Jenkins, DA in San Francisco. Federal agents, officers, and prosecutors work tirelessly every day to advance public safety missions set forth by Trump and Bondi. Despite receiving no pay during this current government shutdown, federal agents and officers across all 4 federal districts in California continue to put themselves in harm's way to keep Americans safe. Rather than supporting and working with federal law enforcement officials, California politicians, including U.S. Representative Nancy Pelosi and San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, have instead called for state and local law enforcement officials to arrest federal agents and officers for enforcing federal laws enacted by the U.S. Congress, including federal immigration laws. DOJ views any arrests of federal agents and officers in the performance of their official duties as both illegal and futile. Numerous federal laws prohibit interfering with and impeding immigration or other law enforcement operations. See the following cited codes and laws, blah, blah, blah. Further, the Supremacy Clause of Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution precludes a federal officer from being held on a state criminal charge where the alleged crime arose during the performance of his federal duties. The DOJ will investigate and prosecute any state or local official who violates these federal statutes or directs or conspires with others to violate them. So the people ordering them, essentially. Accordingly, you are hereby directed to preserve all written and electronic communications and records related to any attempts or efforts to impede or obstruct federal law enforcement officials. We urge you and other California officials to publicly abandon this apparently criminal apparent criminal conspiracy. Stop threatening law enforcement and prioritize the safety of your citizens. In the meantime, federal agents and officers will continue to enforce federal law and will not be deterred by the threat of arrest by California authorities who have abdicated their duty to protect their constituents. Respectfully, signed Todd Blanche, Deputy AG. Wow. Crazy stuff, man. A lot of crisis level happenings just springing up all over the place. Chicago, California, Illinois, Portland. All right, well, that does it for me. I'm like way over here. Sorry for running over there, Sonny. How you doing? I can't hear you if you might be muted on your device, your mic.
Yes,
There you go.
I
Cool.
am.
Now I got you.
Breaking's in chat saying he was muted on YouTube too.
Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, I meant to address some of that there. I saw another, I think Triple T I saw in D-Live was saying that they were unable to it says I still can't chat in live chat in YouTube. Triple T, what is your username on YouTube? I need your exact username. I want to make absolutely sure that you're not like banned or something. And like on our end, like banned by the channel. I know some of the old bans are still there from like all the old trolls that we banned years back. Those are still
says
there.
my alternate account works. My former banned account, nope.
Oh, interesting. Okay, breaking. Yeah. Oh, also meant to mention thank you to, where did it go? Janine, who sent $50 to help fund a trip to Portland for me. So thank you. That puts us at $200. So we're getting there. Another few hundred, and be good to go. I don't think I've seen any others, but again, if anyone is able to help get me out there, I could certainly use a fresh load of footage from all this recent madness. It would be very nice. All right. Well, I'll let you get to it, Sonny.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for letting me roll over for a bit there.
Oh, for sure. It's always good to hear you and your take
Cool.
on things.
Have a good show.
All right. You too. Have a great day.
I will. See ya.
Thanks. See ya. Hey,
all right, guys. That does it. It does it for me. YouTube. I don't really have much else. If anyone can drop the links again, I would appreciate it. I'm thus far still unable to drop them myself. They still haven't fixed the issue, so I tried. Try one more time here. Nope. Still completely unable to chat in my own live chat. Thanks, YouTube. So ridiculous. Very sketchy. B Cup, can you unmute B Cup on D Live? B Cup 121. Yeah, give me a second. Go. Okie dokie. I don't think any other comments and questions. Oh yeah, just the title says the other day when you showed a video of on the hotshot in Portland, your stream immediately ended. Yeah, so if you were watching it like after the fact, like after I'd streamed it, I put it on unlisted because the audio at the beginning was cut off for like 5 minutes and it's embarrassing. So I took the video down basically. That's probably why. Oh, whoa, hey, thank you. Someone just sent something. Oh, thank you. Karen sent $200. Appreciate that. Thank you. That gets us much closer. Another 1 or 200, and that's that about does it. I don't know what the final cost will end up being. For the the travel. I got a place to stay, which is fantastic. So I don't have to worry about that. I didn't see if they mentioned they were able to shuttle me back and forth. I missed whether they had said that in DLAF. Singing Wind, I think. Yes. But if that squared away too, that's fantastic. HHS 7. Oh, that must have been you that just sent that. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Anything? I don't think so. All right. Well, very good. I will be. Actually, you know what? I might not be here tomorrow. I think someone offered to take the Saturday slot. It might be Sunny. Sunny might offer to take it. Let me check. Thought I'd seen someone offering that somewhere. And then let me see about later tonight. Yeah, Mo is saying she needed coverage 7 to 9 tonight. Sunny's gonna fill in. Sunny is so awesome, by the way. She's always there to fill in whenever anyone needs to step out. Best. Cool. Okay, so I must have dreamed that up. I should be here 1 to 3 tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Hope you had fun. I sure did. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.